Hi, my name is Kasper Korjus. I'm the Managing Director of e-Residency. I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you today, and I hope that the following approximately 7 minutes will be interesting for you and you can learn some new things. We will cover mainly two things. First, the reasons behind the success story of e-Estonia. And the second, about e-Residency, what it is and how it's benefiting Estonia. Why is Estonia doing that kind of thing? So to start with, e-Estonia. You may be aware of the success story, as all Estonians can do everything digitally. So if I fall ill, I have e-prescriptions. I never need to visit the doctor. If I declare taxes, I just did it 2 days ago. It took 2 minutes for me to declare my taxes. If I want to establish company, it's a matter of few minutes. If I register birth, you can do it online. Everything can be done online. Even voting. In Estonia, you can vote online. So last 4 times I've been voting for local elections. I wasn't in Estonia. I was traveling all around the world and I was using mobile phone to vote. So what are the reasons behind that? So it all started 17 years ago, and there are two main aspects why Estonia is fully digital regarding technology. One is that each Estonian has its digital identity. So my name in Estonia is 38712012179, and it's important for me and for country because we can communicate together through digital channels. Just computers are better understanding numbers than names. And every time I want to do something, for example, if I declared my taxes 3 days ago, I logged in using my ID card and I asked permission from different state datasets about my salary, to access my salary, to access my pension funds, how many children I have, what property I own, etc. And it collected all my tax calculations, made all the calculations, and I just had to digitally sign using PIN 2. And that's why we managed to do it within a few minutes. So the second core pillar of the success story is the data exchange. In Estonia it's called the X-road, meaning that different ministries know how to communicate data between each other. And that's the key element here, because most of that transactions are done on the background so that I don't need to deal with that. I don't need to ask papers from my education to prove that I have it, or papers from my tax board to prove how much tax I pay. They can ask themselves through digital channels. So one aspect then is the digital matters. Other is that Estonia actually is also very strongly supporting through policy and through legislation work. Technology itself is never sufficient. Through policy and legislation need to support that. Privacy Acts, Digital Signature Act, that digital signature is as equal as signature on paper, voting, policymakers, and all of this policy always needs to go on. Then of course it's also about the education in general. 8 years ago myself I trained hundreds of Estonians how to digitally sign using ID cards. So the education always keeps to be there, how to use the digital service. And last most important aspect perhaps behind the success story of e-Estonia is the public-private sector partnerships. Governments themselves are never so good in innovation. By default they can't be. They can't be the innovators. But governments can build a platform and work together with private sector that the innovation would happen. And most of the innovations in Estonia have done actually private sector in collaboration with government. The same way ID cards will be accepted by all the Estonian banking sectors, all the telco sectors, all the energy sectors. Everybody is using the same platform in data exchange and with ID card, and that's very important. So once we are now all digital, then 4 years ago I started to run e-Residency. Back then it was a scholarship program, and e-Residency is nothing more than offering this same ID card what Estonians have, like this, to foreigners. So you can go online and apply it at e-resident.gov.e. It costs 100 euros. You fill all the data about yourself, you upload your passport photocopy. And once Estonia has done background check about you, you receive an email that, well done, come and pick up the card. And then you're going to embassy, whether it's in Helsinki or in Sofia or whatever, and you give your fingerprints and you identify yourself with passport, and then you receive this card. And that card enables the same thing, using PIN 1 to enter to any site and PIN 2 to digitally sign. And when we launched that 3 years ago, we exactly didn't see why anyone would use it, why anyone would become our digital citizen. But now it's pretty clear, and it's a hugely successful program. We have over 17,000 e-residents internationally, and the most common reason why people join this program is to run their companies through Estonia. So e-residents using that card, they establish a company online, it takes a few minutes, then they establish a bank account online, then they open some kind of payment provider, usually like PayPal, where you can do online business, e-commerce. And then using that card, you can digitally sign all the administration part, all the taxations and reports and contracts. And you never need to visit Estonia or the EU in general, if you're outside the EU, at all. And you can have very hassle-free business environment with very low administration costs. And if you're traveling all around the world or in other countries, you don't need to hire any directors, anyone. You can keep running your company using that card. And that's pretty powerful. So we have many thousand companies now already, e-residents who are running their companies through Estonia. What Estonia is benefiting from this program itself? Of course, one reason is the financial reason, because e-residents are increasing our size of economy. They're using our services. Estonian private sector earns more money through e-residents because e-residents need physical address for the company, tax advice, legal advice. This means new money to economy, and that's important for us because we have just 1.2 million people in Estonia. But the second reason, and perhaps more important reason, is that this is something that we as Estonian government can give back to the society, can give back to the world in that sense. Like, many countries have something why they are special about, like whether it's Vatican and all the religion and how they help and keep the hope in the world, and all the Iceland about the Nordic countries and culture, and they spread that. Estonia is digital society, and this is how we can help other societies how to do it. We can help other citizens around the world to empower them, to give them more tools. So wherever you're from, using e-residency, you can be as equal as any other person on planet, because we verify who you are on internet, and you can do any business as any other person. And that's pretty powerful feeling. So, this is just the beginning of the journey. As you can see, all in all, it means that we as a government of Estonia, we can really start scaling now because of technology. We don't need to serve only those people who are living inside our borders, which is a very small country. We can say that the whole world out there is our kind of country, our nation, our base of citizens who we can serve and consider them as our own citizens. We just call them digital citizens. And that's a pretty amazing journey we have had, and we can see that it starts scaling now, and the results every month are increasing. So I'm going to be there with you today, but I hope that this 8 minutes was interesting, and if you want to learn more, then happy to do it. You can contact us through web, through social media, you can follow us. You can become e-resident yourself at e-resident.com.e. Come and join this community, and let's build this new world together. Thank you.